Welcome back to World Farm TV. As fall approaches, it's the perfect time to get your garden ready for the colder months by starting a composting system. A DIY compost bin is a fantastic way to recycle organic waste from your garden and kitchen, turning it into nutrient-rich compost that will benefit your plants come spring. In this video, we're going to show you step-by-step how to build a simple, effective compost bin for fall that will keep your garden healthy and sustainable all year long. 1. Why composting in fall is important. Perfect time for collection. Fall is the ideal time to start a compost bin because you have an abundance of organic material, like fallen leaves, dead plants, and kitchen scraps that can be turned into compost. Instead of letting those leaves pile up or discarding them, you can turn them into valuable nutrients for your garden. Preparing for spring. Starting a compost bin in the fall gives your compost time to break down over the winter. By the time spring arrives, you'll have rich, finished compost ready to use in your garden beds. Sustainable practice. Composting is an excellent way to reduce waste and promote sustainability. It also enriches your soil with organic matter, improving its structure, drainage, and nutrient content. 2. Materials you'll need to build your DIY compost bin. To get started, here's a list of the basic materials you'll need to build your compost bin. Most of these items can be found at your local hardware store or repurposed from around your home. Wooden pallets or planks. For the structure of the bin, wooden pallets are an inexpensive and eco-friendly option. You'll need at least 4 pallets to create a basic bin, wire mesh or chicken wire. This will help create aeration within the bin while also keeping small pests out. Screws or nails. To secure the pallets or planks together, you'll need a good supply of screws or nails. Hinges. If you want to add a door for easy access to your compost, hinges will allow you to create a functional entryway. Shovel and gardening gloves. Essential tools for mixing your compost once the bin is in place. 3. Step-by-step guide to building your compost bin. Here's a breakdown of how to assemble your DIY compost bin. Step 1. Choose a location. Pick a location in your garden or backyard that is easily accessible but not too close to your home, as compost can sometimes emit a mild odor. The area should have good drainage and partial sunlight to keep the compost warm, which speeds up decomposition. Step 2. Create the frame. Take the 4 wooden pallets and stand them upright to form a square. Each pallet will serve as one wall of the compost bin. Secure the pallets together at the corners using screws or nails. Make sure the structure is sturdy, as the compost will add weight over time. Step 3. Add wire mesh. Line the inside of the bin with wire mesh or chicken wire. This will allow air to flow through the compost, which is essential for breaking down organic material while keeping small animals like rodents from getting inside. Step 4. Optional door installation. If you want easier access to your compost bin, consider leaving one side open or installing a door using hinges. This makes it simpler to turn the compost and remove the finished material when it's ready. 4. What to add to your compost bin. Now that your compost bin is built, it's time to start adding material. Compost is made up of 2 basic components, greens and browns. Greens. These are nitrogen-rich materials that help speed up the decomposition process. Common green materials include kitchen scraps like vegetable peels, coffee grounds, and fruit scraps, grass clippings and garden trimmings, fresh plant material. Browns. These carbon-rich materials help create balance in your compost. Fall provides an abundance of browns for composting, such as fallen leaves, dried grass or hay, paper or cardboard, shredded, wood chips, and sawdust. What to avoid? Not everything can go into your compost bin. Avoid adding meat, dairy, oils, and diseased plants as they can attract pests and slow down the composting process. 5. Maintaining your compost bin. To ensure that your compost breaks down efficiently over the fall and winter months, follow these tips for proper compost maintenance. Aeration. Compost needs oxygen to decompose properly, so turning your compost regularly, every 1 to 2 weeks, is important. Use a shovel or pitchfork to mix the layers, ensuring air reaches all parts of the pile. Moisture. Your compost pile should be as moist as a damp sponge. If it becomes too dry, add water. If it's too wet, mix in more dry materials like leaves or straw to absorb the excess moisture. Balance of greens and browns. A good compost pile has a balance of green and brown materials. Too much green can cause the pile to become soggy and smelly, while too much brown will slow down decomposition. Aim for a ratio of about 1 part green to 2 parts brown. Six, when will your compost be ready? Composting is a gradual process, and it can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months for the material to fully decompose into rich, dark compost, depending on the size of your pile and how well it's maintained. Over the winter, the process might slow down due to cooler temperatures, but it will resume in full force as the weather warms up. By spring, you should have nutrient-dense compost ready to spread in your garden beds. 7. The benefits of composting for your garden. Improves soil structure. Compost helps improve the texture of your soil, whether it's sandy or clay-heavy. It adds organic matter, which increases soil's water retention and aeration. Adds nutrients to your plants. Compost is a natural fertilizer, providing essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to your plants without the need for chemical fertilizers. Reduces waste. By composting, you're diverting organic waste from landfills, where it would otherwise contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. Building a DIY compost bin is a simple and cost-effective way to improve your garden's health and sustainability. As fall approaches and you have an abundance of organic material, it's the perfect time to start composting. Not only will you reduce waste, but you'll also be preparing nutrient-rich compost that will give your garden a head start in the spring. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more tips and tricks from World Farm TV. Let us know in the comments if you've started composting and share your progress with us. Thank you for joining us on World Farm TV. Stay tuned for more DIY projects, gardening tips, and farm-to-table inspiration. See you in the next video.